As the 2025 college football season gets closer, Tennessee must replace multiple players that were drafted in the NFL draft. As we continue our series on how Tennessee will replace these four players, we now look at how the Vols will replace the production of running back Dylan Sampson. Hey, Lucas Panzica here from 104.5 The Zone and A to Z Sports. So, Dylan Sampson was the last Tennessee player to hear his name called in the 2025 NFL Draft, going in the fourth round to the Cleveland Browns at pick 126, maybe a little bit later than some folks expected for Sampson in what was a very deep running back class. But either way, Sampson's college career is over, and he leaves in his wake one of, if not the most productive seasons by a running back in the history of Tennessee football. Sampson won SEC Offensive Player of the Year. He set a single-season program record for rushing yards with 1,491, a single-season program record for rushing touchdowns with a whopping 22 scores on the ground. Huge shoes to fill for Tennessee football. And really, the best way to do it is not going to be to hope one player steps up and is able to replicate that production. It feels like it's going to have to be by committee for the Vols to get anywhere close to replacing the production of the outgoing Dylan Sampson. So, who are the main three running backs returning for Tennessee last year? Well, there actually is a little more production coming back than you might initially expect, led by Deshaun Bishop. He comes back with 455 rushing yards from last season and 3 touchdowns. Behind him, Peyton Lewis, who returns 339 rush yards and 3 touchdowns from last season. So in total, Tennessee returns 794 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground from that 2024 team. These are guys that were relied upon multiple times throughout the course of the season. Deshaun Bishop had to carry a load at certain points in that critical Oklahoma game early on in the year. Both of these guys had to play extensively in the college football playoff. As we remember, Dylan Sampson going down with a hamstring very early in that game and forcing Tennessee to turn to its depth. So both Bishop and Lewis have played high levels of football and played in important games, and that is critical experience for a Tennessee backfield that is going to need one or both of them to step up, as well as a third in the mix, and that is Star Thomas, the transfer from Duke. Productive for the Blue Devils last season, Thomas comes over to Tennessee after rushing for 871 yards in the ACC in 2024, plus 7 rushing touchdowns. Those are the 3 names that you're looking at. And one thing I'm really curious to see is how much, if at all, Tennessee layers the option of throwing to the running back out of the backfield into the offense. It's not something we've seen a ton in the Josh Heupel era, using the running back as a receiver out of the backfield. Seems like it's something that could be in the skill set of both Lewis and Deshaun Bishop, as well as Star Thomas, the transfer from Duke. So Tennessee's going to have to go by committee in 2025 at the running back position. There's no way for one player to replace the production of Dylan Sampson. But the good news is all 3 players have had extensive experience, whether at Tennessee or another Power 4 level, and it seems like there's going to be a lot on their plate in 2025, especially to take the load off a new quarterback, if it is indeed Joey Aguilar. Either way, Tennessee has a new starter under center, and the run game is going to have to be relied upon as much as it has been at any point in the Josh Heupel era, which is a tall task. So, Deshaun Bishop, Peyton Lewis, and Star Thomas, the next men up as Tennessee looks to replace Dylan Sampson.